Ladies and gentlemen, this is Ballet Rain. Y'all, 2024 is officially wrapping up, and we, like everybody else in the world, are looking forward to marching straight into 2025 with renewed optimism. As dancers and ballerinaires, we have watched the ballet world grow and change and evolve throughout the years, and seeing, the new generation of ballet dancers and ballerinaires growing up, we are very, very optimistic for what the future has ahead. However, that being said, as we are ramping up to move on to bigger and better things in 2025, we do believe there are a handful of things that the ballet world would do well to leave behind in 2024. So we wanted to share 5 of those items with you today. Some are a little bit more surface level and some of them are a lot more deep. Some of them are for the dancers and some are more towards just ballet culture in general. But regardless, we hope that this video could maybe spark some good conversation and maybe lead to some positive change in the ballet world in 2025. We have a lot to say in this video and we definitely saved the best point for last. So do not skip. Make sure to watch the video all the way through to find out what it is. So if you're ready to go, make sure you tap the like button and let's get going. We're kicking off this list so strong, you guys, because the first item on the things to leave behind in 2024 list is short ballet class music. This is the bane of every ballet teacher's existence. Yes. Every single teacher that I've ever had has complained at least once about the tracks in a ballet class CD or ballet class album being way too short. Too short. Like, what do you mean we only have a 30-second dégagé? What? Honestly, I don't think I've ever heard a teacher complain that a track is too long. Yeah. For a ballet class CD. Honestly, any amount of music that you give us, we're gonna use it. We're either gonna stretch at the end or hold a balance at the end. We will use it. Yeah, we'll turn around and do it to the other side. Yeah. We can repeat. It's so much better to have too much music rather than too little music. Exactly. This is why ballet teachers absolutely love it when we have live pianists with us to accompany the classwork with beautiful live music, because all it takes is for you to go like, and you play it again and it repeats. And here's the thing, like, of course it's the ideal to have, a live pianist in the studio for every single class and rehearsal, but that's just not feasible for every single studio and company out there. Yeah, not all of us have access to a live pianist. No. So for those of us that don't have that, please. You don't even have to record more music, just like copy and paste it. Exactly. Or something. Just make it longer. That's the first thing on our list of things we can leave behind in the old 2024. Please let us lengthen the duration of our pliés and our grand allegro and everything in between. We just need more time. Just repeating it 4 times is not enough. No. Honestly, dance teachers everywhere and dancers everywhere will thank you. Yes. Please, let's do longer tracks. Longer ballet tracks in 2025. Let's do it. This next thing that we as the dance world should leave behind in 2024 is something that I have personal beef with, and that is canvas drawstrings. Okay, before we go on, if you are actually a person who likes canvas drawstrings, you have full license to skip over this section of the video, okay? Yeah. We respect you. You have our respect. We're sorry. Just disregard this entire section. Go on to point 3. For our non-dancers out there, the drawstring of the pointe shoe is very, very important. Yes. You can adjust the tension to help keep the shoe on your foot. It's very, very important. And also pull up any excess fabric on the shoe for a sleeker look. But the thing is, when you're dancing and you're plie and you flex your foot is actually going to lengthen just a tiny bit. It expands a little bit. And so a majority of dancers prefer elastic drawstrings because when you have that extra length of the foot, the elastic drawstring gives a little extra stretch that we need without digging into the heel. And with a canvas drawstring, there's absolutely no give to it. It's like string. It's like string. It's like a twine. It's stiffer than a shoelace, like a sneaker shoelace. Yeah. There's absolutely no give to it. And actually, I've known a lot of dancers, myself included, who have gotten Achilles problems from canvas drawstring. There's nothing wrong with having the canvas drawstrings available. Yeah, for sure. Because I'm sure there's still maybe a little handful of dancers who still appreciate them and use them, and that's completely fine. And so I don't think there's anything wrong with having, canvas drawstring as like a special order option. Right. Because there's not a whole lot of them that will prefer a canvas drawstring, but just to have it in the back somewhere and available in case, you know,
Someone
a
needs
dancer orders specifically canvas drawstring. And yes, a lot of point shoe companies and manufacturers are sort of moving away from the canvas drawstring and kind of making the elastic drawstring the standard or the default. There are still a few companies and a few shoes out there where the canvas drawstring is still the default option and the elastic is special order only.
Yeah, and that's not to say that canvas drawstrings should phase out entirely.
No.
For those dancers that actually do prefer them.
Yeah.
But we can make them the default, right? I think it's pretty unanimous that most dancers are gonna prefer
the elastic.
elastics. We're definitely making progress in this area.
For sure.
We are phasing out the canvas drawstring and phasing in the elastic
drawstring era.
I'm strongly believing that 2025 is going to be the year that elastic drawstring becomes default for all point shoe brands.
Yes.
I'm manifesting it. I'm praying for it. I am praying for all elastic drawstrings in 2025. The next point that we are going to be talking about that we really, really need to leave behind in 2024 is unnecessary hate/criticism of dancers on the internet.
This just suddenly got really deep. Going from like some surface level, it's like canvas drawstring and short music and then like boom!
Internet
hate. I think everyone watching this can probably agree when we say that, you know, the internet can sometimes be a little bit of a perilous place sometimes.
Yeah.
Especially as people who post. We know that every single time you post something out there, you put yourself out there, you're subjecting yourself to some potential hate.
Yeah.
But I think what really hurts us the most is when we see it directed towards students and younger dancers who are, say, you know, putting out a video of their video audition for like a youth company or for a role or for summer intensives, what have you. And then you go down to the comments and you just see all of this unsolicited, uncalled for criticism.
Yeah.
Negative criticism.
Yeah. You know, I feel like it's just very unnecessary.
Yeah.
You can have opinions. We're not saying that you can't have
of
opinions.
course.
But there's no need to be talking about something, especially if it's outside of the dancer's control.
Yeah.
Like, we don't need to be commenting on a dancer's body proportions underneath their audition video, you know? Like, we don't need to be doing that.
And here's the thing, like dancers go through, the dancer's life is a life of constantly trying to improve.
Yeah.
You know, we're very used to having daily criticism, and it's mostly in a very constructive way, like from your teachers, directors, coaches, and that's just like, it's just part of the job.
But especially young dancers, I feel like a lot of us have a tendency to really get in our heads.
Yeah.
You know, beat ourselves up a lot, be really, really tough on ourselves in the name of trying to improve, but you know, it's a balance you gotta find as a young
hard.
dancer. And so to have those kinds of comments come in
Yeah.
from a stranger who's not at all involved in that dancer's process, who doesn't know the full story, who doesn't know about the dancer's progress or process that they're going through, it's kind of just, it's really unnecessary. Honestly, there's really nothing wrong with having your own opinion.
Everything's subjective.
Yeah, it is subjective.
Just
I
to be
think-
considerate,
Yeah.
I think, and just like, it's not just a dancer, it's not just like a show, you know, it's an actual person, there's a soul that's behind what you're seeing, and I think if we were just all a little bit more loving and considerate of that, I think in general, not just for dancers, but like the world will be a much better and safer place for everybody involved.
And I think that's something that's beautiful about the internet, is that nowadays people have the opportunity to connect with other human beings that you wouldn't have access to otherwise. You know, like our space here, like the Ballet Rain, the Ballet Nerd space, I think we're very, very lucky, you know, to be able to connect with all of you, and genuinely we always get so much encouragement and so much love, and we actually do gain a lot of strength from you guys' constant love. And so honestly, I just wish that in 2025 we'll be able to spread that positive energy to more places around the internet, and hopefully be able to harness the power of the internet for a good cause.
Exactly. The fourth thing that we think that every dancer should leave behind in 2024 is overly idolizing other dancers, or in general other figures, celebrities, or anybody in general. Putting that person on such a high pedestal is not necessarily a good thing, and we'll explain it, so just hear us out.
Obviously, I think we'll preface by saying there's nothing wrong with having inspirations.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And it's so important to have those people that you look up to.
That's what this channel is all about. We love showcasing the beauty of other dancers and getting inspired by all of their admirable traits.
Exactly.
And we really hope that you'll continue to do that. that is so important for your own personal development.
But I think what happens when you over idolize one specific person or one specific type, it sort of closes off your ability to appreciate unique, different kinds of beauty in favor of one perfect, quote unquote, ideal.
And this is especially important for young dancers. You know, you're trying to find yourself, and so, you know, to choose one tiny portion of select beauty and try to fit yourself into that and only that, you know, you're closing off a lot of your options in terms of your own personal growth and development as an artist, as a person, in order to favor just this one small portion of perfection. If you could.
And you know, you see this, it starts from the top for sure. You know, you'll have directors that favor a certain body type or a certain type of dancer.
Yeah.
And it's something that I would love for us to sort of put behind us, because genuinely every single dancer, every single artist has something unique to share, and no one's gonna be the same.
Exactly.
No one's gonna be exactly the same, even though they may have similarities, but we're also gonna have so many differences.
So yeah, I think in 2025, we would really love to see, not just for dancers, but for people to be able to recognize the unique beauty in everyone and everything. And I think that in training yourself to always see the good and see the positives in the people around you, then it really helps you to see the beauty in yourself as well. And I think that's a mindset shift that everyone in the world will benefit from. Look for the things that are beautiful and that are admirable. And everybody has something like that in them. It's up to you to find it out. That's why we're all created different.
Yeah, exactly. Otherwise we'd all be the same, and that would be no fun.
So anyway, that was our little warm fuzzy heart to heart with Ballet Rain.
We love you guys.
We love you. And if you're watching this, we just want you to know that you are beautiful, you are perfect in your own way, and don't let anybody else tell you otherwise. Especially not strangers on the internet.
Also, Jordan Eden, strangers on the internet. Us telling strangers on the internet, don't listen to strangers on the internet.
But you're beautiful, okay, take it or leave it.
Take it or leave it.
The fifth and final point that we're going to share with you guys is something that's very near and dear to our heart. Like, we're very, very passionate about this topic. So much so that we're actually going to give you like a couple of seconds to share this video to like your friend group, your family chat, whatever. Share this video with somebody to get this word out, because
the world needs to know. We'll give y'all 5 seconds to share. Did you share the video? Good. So the fifth and final thing that we need to leave behind in 2024, and that is the startling lack of ducks in the ballet repertoire today. I don't think you can name a single ballet that would not benefit from the addition of a duck.
Specifically a puddle duck,
Yeah.
too. Like, why are they so underrepresented
There's really not enough puddle duck representation
in the ballet world?
in the ballet repertoire.
The fact that there's only one ballet that includes a puddle duck?
It's lamentable.
Deplorable.
Honestly, reproachful.
How can we even call it a ballet production when there's no duck in production? I think that all ballet productions would benefit from the addition of a duck.
I wholeheartedly agree, you guys. Let's put the duck back in production in 2025. Puddle ducks around the world, we are in full support of you guys. We want to see you shine on the ballet stage. 2025 is your year. So there you have it, you guys. Those are 5 things that we believe that the ballet world could leave behind in 2024 in honor of a new year. Obviously, there's always going to be room to improve upon, and so hopefully these points were, you know, a good discussion starter for ways that we can make the ballet space that much more positive for everybody.
We would be very interested to hear your contributions to the list of what you think the ballet world could leave behind in 2024. So please feel free to drop them in the comments. It can be deep, it can be surface level. We don't really care. We just want to know. But yeah, we hope this can start some very good discussions, and hopefully we can all move together stronger than we were before.
If you got value out of today's video and you are looking for ways to support us and help us to continue to do what we do, there are 2 main ways you can do that. Either by our exquisite, fantastic, amazing Ballet Nerd merch, or by our Patreon channel.
Us and our team are working very, very hard behind the scenes to make the best possible content for you guys in 2025. So if you would like to participate in funding the 2025 season of Ballet Rain content, then feel free to support us on Patreon. It's less than a cup of coffee. And to all of our patrons who have supported supported us generously and graciously throughout 2024. Thank you so much. From the bottom of our hearts, Ballet Rain would not be what it is without all of you. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Anyways, I think that is all from us for now. This is Ballet Rain signing off. Until the next video. Bye. But when you're dancing, if you're in your shoe, right, and sorry, I can't do it. You're in your shoe, I can't. The startling lack of ducks in the ballet repertoire.